Most people believe money is something you earn. You work, you get paid, you repeat. And if you stop working, the money stops too. But this is where rich people play a completely different game. They make money while they sleep, not because they're smarter, not because they work harder, but because they don't trade time for money. Most people live inside one financial rule. If I'm not working, I'm not earning. That rule feels normal, it feels fair, but it creates a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, and once those hours are sold, income stops. This is the trap. Time is the worst asset to sell because time is limited. You can't scale it, you can't store it, and you can't reuse it. When you sell time, your income is capped forever. That's why working harder rarely leads to freedom. It just leads to exhaustion. At some point, wealthy people stop asking, how can I earn more per hour, and start asking, how can I earn without being present? That's the moment everything changes. And making money while you sleep doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing the work once to get paid many times. Building systems instead of shifts. Owning assets instead of jobs. There are only 3 ways to make money: selling time, selling skills, and owning assets. The first 2 require you to show up. The third does not. And rich people focus relentlessly on the third, because income is what you earn, but assets are what earn for you. Jobs create income, assets create cash flow, and cash flow doesn't care if you're awake. The simplest asset is ownership, owning businesses, shares, and systems. When you own something productive, it works continuously. That's how money moves without your presence. If you stop showing up to work, the paycheck stops. That's not a flaw. That's how jobs are designed. Jobs trade stability for dependence. Assets trade effort up front for freedom later. That's why rich people don't chase paychecks. Paychecks feel good, but they reset every month. Assets compound, they grow, they stack, they build momentum. And that momentum is what creates sleep income. Money is a tool. When you invest it into productive assets, it becomes leverage. Instead of working for money, money starts working for you, even with small amounts. And compounding isn't just money earning money, it's dividends reinvested, profits reinvested, systems expanding. Each cycle builds on the last, and eventually effort becomes optional. But this is exactly why it feels impossible at first. In the beginning, asset income looks tiny, almost disappointing. That's why most people quit. They compare their salary to early asset returns and conclude, this isn't worth it. They miss the point. The early phase always looks like nothing is happening. You invest, you wait, you see very little change. But beneath the surface, the foundation is forming. This is where patience separates outcomes. Rich people are willing to look stupid early. They're okay earning boring returns at first because they understand something most people don't. Exponential growth starts flat, and once assets reach a certain size, everything changes. Cash flow starts feeding itself. Growth accelerates. Income disconnects from effort. This is when money starts showing up without work. Most people never get there because they stop too early. They stay focused on wages, they delay ownership, they spend everything they earn, and without assets, there is nothing working overnight. That's the real difference between busy and wealthy. Busy people are exhausted, wealthy people are strategic. Busy people ask, what do I do today? Wealthy people ask, what do I build once? And one more thing matters here. Passive does not mean effortless. Passive income is built, not found. It requires time, patience, and discipline. But once built, it keeps working. The goal isn't to stop working. The goal is to stop needing to work to survive. Choice is the real currency, and once you understand this, you stop asking, how much does this pay? And start asking, does this build something that keeps paying? That question filters everything, because assets don't care about your mood. They don't burn out, they don't get tired, they just keep producing. That's the quiet power of ownership. Rich people don't make money while they sleep by accident. They design their lives around assets, they accept delayed gratification, they trade short-term comfort for long-term freedom, and while others trade hours for dollars, their systems keep working, even at night.